I watched Pluribus and noticed something very, very strange. Beneath the cool story, the cool concept surrounding the show, and the performances, there's something else. This show falls into a lot of the same traps that many new shows on streaming services do nowadays, and there's something weird beneath the surface. I noticed something. A very specific scene, and a very specific plot point that makes me think there's something else happening beneath the surface of the show. It all goes back to this clock that you see at the end of every episode. Vince Gilligan is definitely trying to tell us something here, right? Just for a brief summary, basically scientists on Earth get a signal from outer space. A signal that's indicating some kind of RNA sequence. Just like all humans tend to do in these movies and shows, they can't help themselves. They said, okay, we need to test this. Let's create this shit in a lab. And they do. And essentially an infestation happens, and this causes an alien virus essentially to be spread across the entire population. Three things happen. Either people will die, turn into a hive mind person, or they'll be immune to it and be regular. But the ones who are immune are few and far between. Most of the Earth's population is all in a hive mind together. All smiling, all so happy. They'll do anything for you. Very kind. They're not trying to kill you or attack you or violently maim you. No. It's the most kind alien assimilation event ever. But there are ones who are immune. And the hive mind really wants them to come into the fold and join. And that's where we get Carol, played by Rhea Seehorn. I'm not going to pronounce her name right, but you know the actress from Better Call Saul. She's basically floundering in this world, alright? Her partner has just, spoiler alert, died in the first episode as a result of this. Everyone else has joined this hive mind. She doesn't know what the hell to do. She's kind of stuck in this place alone. So it's about her trying to this show is basically episodes of her just interacting with her surroundings, interacting with these hive mind people, trying to figure out what the hell to do here. She even gets a companion that the hive mind sends, someone who's very beautiful because they know Carol likes beautiful women. All good. We're going to send her one so we can keep her at ease, help her out a little bit while she's going through this stressful time. Who knows, maybe she'll be more inclined to come into the fold if we do it this way. The hive mind people also will do anything. This is like one of the sickest realities ever. They're just one phone call away. You can ask for anything. From groceries to a hand grenade to a nuclear bomb, they are willing to give you anything. As long as it'll make you happy, they're cool with it. This is the nicest alien hive mind of all time. Now, what do we know about these hive mind people, the others, as Carol calls it? Well, they want you to be happy. They can never lie to you, not really. Aggression of any kind makes them seize up, and all of them get seizures, and some of them will die as a result of this. This is a very important part. Anything from grabbing them and shouting at them, yelling at them, being assertive with them, will make them go, all of them, everyone. And some will die. Eventually they'll wake up, but some will die. They can't kill. They do have to eat dead remains of people. There is cannibalism here. They cannot make you join without consent. They would have to inject something in your hip, stem cells in your hip, but they would need your consent to do it. And at the end of the day, the hive mind's goal is they want everyone to join so they can all take part in this happy, beautiful experience of this hive mind. There's a lot of interesting concepts right away that this show touches on. Free will and individuality versus world peace. What's the cost of world peace? Oh, everyone joining this hive mind, but what's the cost of that? You're no longer the singular person you are. And that's if this hive mind's real and not some alien force with all the humans gone completely, right? There's also, people have likened this to, maybe it's a message about generative AI. Because the way, when Carol's talking to some of these hive mind people, the others, their responses are like that of ChatGPT. And then there's a whole issue of consent. Some immune people take advantage of the hive mind, and the hive mind's willing to do it, because the hive mind will do whatever you say, but they take advantage of the hive mind by sleeping around with some of them because they're willing to do whatever you want, basically prostituting them. And this raises issues about, okay, is this consensual, right? Fans have discussed this. Is it consensual to do this? Are they technically giving you consent? Because the hive mind's saying yes. The hive mind consists of humans who were forced to be part of this hive mind by an alien force, and these are individual bodies of those humans. Is it really consent or not? You know what I mean? Like, this raises interesting issues. But one thing about Pluribus that you have to keep in mind is this is a character over concept show. And what I mean by that is, yes, it focuses on a concept. The central concept is this mystery about what's going on here, right? It's pretty cool. What's this hive mind? Who are the aliens that sent this signal? But this is about Carol. This is a character study about Carol. This is about her arc. And this will make or break the show for you, because Carol's arc, her character, it all moves very slowly. So here's the pros of the show. People are gonna get pissed off. If you're a fan of the show, you might hate me. To be honest, I don't even know why you would. I'm being objective here. I'm giving it praise, but I'm also touching on it, as you should. Rhea's performance of this, she's been an OG, okay? She has one of the best performances ever as Kim Wexler in Better Call Saul. Kim Wexler is like top 5 female characters of all time for me. That's how good she is. She's great in this. The chick who plays Soja, the female companion that the HIVEMIND sends over to make Carol feel more at ease and more comfortable, she's played by a really good actress as well. There's this one dude from the other side of the world, I think, who's also one of the immune people, and basically Carol and him, their meeting, because both of them want to stop this and help save the world, their meeting is like, it's great. You're waiting all season for them to meet because you know when they meet, shit's gonna go down. When they finally meet, their scenes are great. And the central mystery is a great one. It's one of the coolest concepts ever, right? It's one of the cooler concepts we've seen in TV. My favorite episodes are the first episode, which is a great pilot, the second episode, the 5th episode, and the 9th episode. I think the finale was a good episode. Here's the fundamental issue. Pacing. Everyone who's come away with Pluribus will tell you the same thing. Slow burn doesn't even describe what this show is. Carol has an arc, okay? She goes from being really scared, angry, afraid, and mistrusting of all this shit, the hive mind, all these people that are helping her. She doesn't trust them and she wants to stop them. She wants to bring humanity back to the way it was. Her wife died in the first episode. By the way, I'm going to talk spoilers, and I'm sorry. I'm going to talk... Fuck, I should have said that. I think I said that before, but I'm going to talk spoilers, okay? Her wife died in the first episode. Naturally, she hates all of these people. She's aggressive towards them, right? She's untrusting. She's trying to figure out ways to find their weakness so that she can exploit it and write down all the things she knows about them so she can figure out a way to get them back. She's trying to communicate with the other immune ones, right? She's planning actively to figure out how to do this. Every time she's figured something out and the audience is hooked, it's the explanation for it kind of happens really quick in the next episode. So we're moving from her solving one thing to one thing to one thing. Eventually, her loneliness becomes her. She has a desire to write her stories and live her life, right? There's a void in her life after her wife just died. She's got that caring and attractive Soja chaperone with her, basically guiding her, right? And she knows that driving these others away will make her more and more lonely. So she kind of eventually starts to give in. That's the way her arc goes. And I knew this is what was going to happen with her. I'm like, she's going to go from not accepting to accepting more and more as the show goes on, to the point where she decides to call them back and kind of embrace them. I'm going to tell you right now, this arc lasts for 9 episodes. This arc could have been done in 4 to 5. Because Vince Gilligan does this thing where everything a character does, he films the entire thing. It's like there's a lot of runtime eaten up in these episodes. This arc could have been done way faster, and I think it should have been. By the time you get to the finale and the finale is over, you realize, oh shit, the shit we wanted to see happen in the show in this first season is going to happen in season 2. This was all about Carol's mindset getting there to the point where she would be able to initiate that stuff. This pulled the House of Dragon, season 2, a little bit. Not as bad as that, but it's set up. This is the problem with big budget streaming shows. I'm telling you. The moment I saw this, I'm like, okay, so this was literally just the feeder for season 2. This was like Vince Gilligan warming up the water for us to jump in later. Every streaming show does this nowadays, and it's pissing me off. Every streaming show does not want to resolve shit in their first season. They want to squeeze it out for as long as possible, especially when it takes 2 to 3 years between filming. Usually I would be okay with that if it was like a 1 year or 5 month wait, but this is 2 to 3 years between filming because of how big budget these shows are. And then you get this guy. This guy has an entire journey where he has to get from his side of the world to Carol, where he has to find it in himself to actually open himself to trust this girl and meet with her so they can save the world. This arc itself could have been literally 2 to 3 episodes. Instead, they only meet at the last episode. There's an entire episode of him trying to travel the world alone without the others, the HIVEMINDs' help. Then he gets injured and they airlift him, right? There's this entire arc. All of this shit could have moved way faster. People will say, no, it's slow and intentional for a reason. You need it to develop the character. No! You know what happens when you do it that slowly? People lose interest. I know this because it happened to several of my friends, and I know what I've seen from people online. And me, myself, I still like the show enough to continue, because I know I trust Vince Gilligan no matter what. Breaking Bad's goated. But it moved too slowly. By the time they meet, even though their scenes are great, too late. Should have happened 2 to 3 episodes earlier. And when they do meet up and argue amongst themselves, because Carol's now on their side, the hive mind side. She's switched. Her roles are switched. He wants to take them down. He's where she was in the beginning of the season. This shit should have lasted 3 episodes. Them trying to figure out how to work together, if they're even going to work together. Maybe Carol will join them. Maybe she thinks about joining the hive mind. Maybe she doesn't, and then she goes back to him, right? This shit should have been 3 episodes long. Not pushed off until the last season. Instead, the show mostly focuses on what Carol's doing day in and out, asking the hive mind, oh, can I have this, can I have that? Slowly seeing some clues here and there, and then writing them down, and then talking to them again, talking to Soja, and then just traveling the world, all this stuff. Like, we're focusing on Carol. It's not that Carol isn't an interesting character. It's just that if you're going to focus so much on a person's routine and what they're doing day in and day out, and the plot, I don't want to say the plot's not advancing, but there's not much stuff going on. Your character needs to be either really fucking interesting, really charismatic, or there's something unique to them with their interactions with people. There just wasn't that much draw to Carol's scenes after a while, in my opinion. Now let's break down the ending. But because I do still think the finale is a good episode, just not as a finale. Here's what I mean, right? So this dude, who literally himself is trying to advance the plot every scene he's in because Carol's not doing any of that, this dude starts aggressively trying to verbally attack these hive mind people so they can start seizing up. Remember, if you're aggressive to them even a little bit, they'll all start seizing up. And then in their seizures, he's trying to whisper into the consciousness of the person that they possessed to get them out of the hive mind. He's actively trying to figure out through radio signals and all this stuff what their weaknesses are. Carol stops him because now Carol does not want to risk the death of her new female companion and all these people. Remember, Carol's at her loneliest state now. She's accepted them more and more. Her selfishness is also coming into play here. So she kind of abandons all her previous plans, right? Whereas this character is where she was in the first season. She abandons her plans to stop them, leaves him, basically goes on her little honeymoon tour, traveling with her new companion, living in bliss. Ignorance is bliss type shit. But then Carol realizes, oh shit, they still want me to be a part of their hive mind, even though they said they're okay with me being an individual for now. Now, remember, it was long thought that in order to get someone into the hive mind, you have to inject stem cells into their hip, or utilize their stem cells and inject them to get them into the hive mind. They don't need to do that anymore. They have found a way to basically bring you into the hive mind, aerosol, through aerosol, this aerosol fluid. All you need to do is take a whiff of it, smell it, like cocaine, and you're in. It's that easy. So when Carol finds out that this is what they need to do, they don't need her consent. They can just let this into the air whenever they need to. Remember, Carol's been fucking this chick for like months at this point. They used her frozen eggs, basically. They're able to turn them into stem cells. Carol only has a month at this point before they release that into the air, right? She's been fucking this chick for months. You think she hasn't sampled a lot of your DNA by now, Carol? So when Carol asks about this, and they're like, yeah, we don't need to inject you anymore. We can just do it whenever we want. Carol's like, oh shit. I was being manipulated the whole time and lulled into a false sense of security so they could do this. Fuck all this. So she orders them, bring me an atomic bomb. They can't say no. They have to do what she says, right? And now she's allianced with him fully, setting up season 2. The official rebellion against the hive mind, teasing a more violent and direct conflict for season 2, which is kind of what I wanted to see towards the end of this season. But I understand you can't show this entire like rebellion, this war, this usurping in the first season, but I just wish we could have gotten here faster. What do they want, the hive mind? Well, they want to assimilate everyone. Why? What's the central reason? Well, they say they want everyone to experience what they're experiencing, pure joy and bliss. They just want you to be happy at the end of the day. Even when you're not in the hive mind, they'll do anything to make you happy. Now, the question lies, are these humans still in this hive mind? Are humans still there, or is it just the memories of humans that this alien force has taken up and it's acting like a human? And it knows everything about you simply because it has all the memories of the entire human race. We know that in the show, it's stated that the hive mind wants to get more people throughout space, throughout the universe, more species into the hive mind. They want to create more signals. Carol surmises that they might be trying to create a new satellite for this, harvesting the energy of Earth to do so. They want more and more people into the hive mind, as many as possible, as many beings as possible. There's a scene The opening scene of the finale, where this girl and basically gets turned into the hive mind by taking a whiff of whatever that thing they have is that they can turn people, right? She leaves her sheep, her pets or whatever, her pet sheep that she was chilling with, and just walks off to do labor with the others. And the sheep is just there alone, like kind of sad that this person has left him. This establishes a couple things. When you're taken over by the hive mind, anything like animals and pets that you had, that they don't care about that anymore. That's not relevant to them. They will just be doing tasks for the good of the earth and the people, just to maintain things. That one scene with the sheep just looking sad, there was an emphasis put on that, where the person is no longer what they were, lets the sheep go, and walks off. This indicates to me that the people that joined the hive mind, you would think the individual persona would have still at least resolved things with that pet animal, for example, right? Said bye to it or something. No, they just leave and walk off, indicating to me that I don't think these people are really there. And remember, there's an emphasis on them saving electricity, right? Doing stuff for the world, now that everyone's in the hive mind. It's kind of inferred that their only reason they're saving electricity is so they can use it for something, like trading a signal for the rest of space, right? They're pets and animals, all these things that would need maintaining, they just leave them. They don't give a fuck about them anymore, right? Whatever is relevant to expanding the hive mind is focused on. Whatever is not, they don't give a shit about it. This hive mind is just people in a state of pure blind bliss and happiness. This is the most brilliant weapon ever used to assimilate people. Usually when we see assimilation events, it's like biological mostly. When people enter the hive mind, it's biologically, the thing, you're assimilated, right? This is completely different. This is attacking you from a different realm. This is like, we're killing you with kindness. We're killing the individual. We're killing the persona with kindness by lulling you into a false sense of security. Instead of traditional invasion, they're going to use the human's intellect, curiosity, and stupidity. We're going to send a signal with a sequence. Let's see if you actually make this for us. We know you will. We're counting on your moronic nature to do it, but we're also counting on your smarts to make it happen. And like morons and really, really advanced fools, we did it. Everyone's possessed in the hive mind. They're kind, happy servants, lulling you into trust. The souls of humans are gone. They're gone. They're diminished. Because once you enter into this hive mind state where everything's pure bliss, everything about you that was you is gone. Now, and that's the other thing. If humans really are in this hive mind with each other, I don't think they would be pure bliss and joy. There needs to be some alien influence that's destroying all sense of humanity here. Because if it was all just a bunch of humans clumped up in one hive mind, all interacting with each other, all having pure access to their minds and feelings, that's like a recipe for disaster. I feel like this would cause a lot of anger, war, all this shit. It would cause a lot of conflict. But no, this is like pure happiness right away. This makes me think that all individuals are actually gone. And it's like an alien consciousness with their memories. Remember, there's also flaws to this invasion from the outside on paper. Like, people still die. When this hive mind virus spreads, people die. They're also really weak. If you yell at them, they all seizure up like this, right? And there's a bunch of immune people still left. There's a lot of flaws in this invasion. I think it was due to... I don't think they banked on having any of this happen. I thought they just wanted everyone to be possessed right away, so they didn't need to put up with this Carol shit. But I think what went down was there were errors. Because of the way humans designed and built this, they took this RNA sequence and did this shit in a lab. Multiple variables at play. I think they kind of low-key fucked it up a little bit. So it caused things maybe like, oh, we have to do what you say because we have to make you happy. Oh, we're going to seize up because we're really weak to aggression and all this stuff. There's a lot of flaws in the system caused by probably errors when making this thing, when making the virus in the first place. It's all human error. I think that's what it is. I liken this hive mind and whatever alien is doing this to the creature from Love, Death, and Robots. If you're familiar with the spider alien from Love, Death, and Robots, the Aquila Rift episode, basically this creature harvests a bunch of ships that enter into his domain, feeding on all of them, feeding on all the resources. Even the humans there are being fed on. But to make them happy, it gives them a fantasy of the life they want while they're dying. So it doesn't want them to have any undue pain, even though it's feeding on you and fulfilling its biological imperative. I truly think that's what's happening in Pluribus. There's an alien force that thinks assimilating everyone's a good thing, even though it's killing their individual humanity, and there's going to be only that alien being left. It's doing this for its own survival. It's not even malevolent, but it thinks it's going to make you as happy as possible in doing so. I think that's what's happening here. I don't think this is necessarily a malevolent being, but it is a being that's really destroying everything. And this clock, I believe, is a countdown to like the end of everything, you know? When everyone is being assimilated. There's probably going to be like an assimilation event where they try to assimilate everyone. I do think that's what this clock is ticking down to. The day that inevitably everyone gets assimilated. How long do we get to the point where all of us are alien? This one being, this one consciousness. So all in all, guys, Pluribus is a slow burn with very problematic pacing. But I do, because of my trust in Vince Gilligan, I just know who this guy is. The payoff potential could be high. He's dealing with concepts that are very interesting. And I don't necessarily want him to reveal the mystery of which aliens sent the signal. But when it comes to the hive mind, I do. Do you know what it's going to... I do see a world and a storyline where all the aliens in this hive mind... all the humans in this hive mind go from very peaceful, happy-go-lucky, do whatever you want, to very aggressive, fast. Because remember, the way this virus is, I think there are flaws in it caused by human error. If they can get past that and figure out a way to solve for that, stop their weaknesses to aggression. They don't need to do whatever you want. And they can physically subdue you by force. That's going to be where this show turns into a horror movie. And that's going to be like one of the more interesting aspects of the show, which could be touched upon in season 2. Who knows? But those are my thoughts on Pluribus. Those are my theories. Let me know what you guys think about the show in the comments. Bye.